Welcome back to Angel Angela. And on today's topic, as you guys can see, we're going to be talking about a very much important topic, and that's going to be the narcissist and money. So, in order for us to go deeper into the narcissist and money, let's just start off with what type of narcissist you're dealing with. So when it comes to narcissists and money, you're going to have two different types of narcissists. You're going to have the narcissist zero, the narcissist with the big zero, which means they can't save money. They don't have any control of how they spend and navigate their money. Even if you were to give them your money so that they can pay bills and do the things that they need to do, they won't do it. They don't have any control. So we're going to call them the narcissist zero. And the second type of narcissist that we are going to be talking about is the narcissist hero. So the narcissist hero is going to be one of the kind of worst narcissists that you're going to deal with when it comes to money, because they are in full control. They actually can save their money. They might have some bad habits, but the root of that narcissist is money. That's what they live and breathe on, and not anyone can stop that. Not any woman, not any man. Yes, they'll do anything for it to get to where they need to get to, but for the most part, they're all about the image. The narcissist zero is more, they are more like very sloppy. They're very, very sloppy with their money. They don't save. Like I said, even if you give them money and you're telling them, here, invest this money in something, they're basically just gonna make a big mess out of the whole situation. They will make your credit go bad and all type of things. So in this video, the main reason that you guys have to learn about narcissists and money is because it's going to show you how to navigate yourself through life, through these narcissists, because they truly are everywhere. So if you're the kind of person that is in a job where you're not happy, or you don't like the people around and you're having difficulty, or you find yourself from job to job not understanding what you're doing wrong. You're confused. You don't know whether if you should talk more or you shouldn't talk more. You find yourself even going the extra mile to please others, and it's just not enough. So you might find this video very helpful. So with the narcissist zero, the first thing you must know is that they're very, very stingy with their money. I mean, their money is their money and your money is their money as well. They will tell you they don't have money when they do have money. They won't give you money for important things. They'll make excuses on why they can't provide for the kids, or why they can't help with bills. And, they might even tell you that they're not getting enough hours at work. But then you're wondering why they're always telling you that they're at work and they're getting a lot of hours. So, they might be going to work, working part-time, and then just wasting the rest of the day doing other things and lying. Or they're wasting their money on things that are useless, like jewelry, shoes, clothes. This type of narcissist, the narcissist zero, they're materialistic, but the thing about them is that they will put materialistic things before anything that is important or anything that really needs to be done. They are very, it's very difficult for them to act like adults. It's very difficult for them to do adult things. They're always expecting someone to take care of them. If you're dealing with a narcissist zero man, chances are that he is going to expect for you to put in a little bit more than he does. He will show you, he will do certain things for you. He love bombing you, or a lot of times they do stuff for you, but they kind of know that you're going to do certain things back for them. So in the end, it's always kind of like you're doing a little bit more than what they're doing. The narcissist zero also they're into gambling, money, money for drugs, sex. Usually are the kind of men who usually leave a lot of women as single mothers. They usually have multiple kids or multiple marriages. They usually stay at home with their parents, or they live with their spas, and their spas is the one that's really paying most of the bills. They might, provide some food or something, and when they provide some food or things like that, they will make a big deal out of it, or they'll tell you you don't appreciate the things they try to do for you. And this is how they get by with the abuse, because they really feel like crap inside, and they know that they can't give you the things that you deserve, but they would rather do little things to make you feel comfortable, or to make you feel as if, I don't care about what this person provides for me. All I want is love and affection, and I'm not a gold digger. A lot of people, you want to make yourself feel as if you're not there for them materialistically, and you want to tell them, this is how much I love you, this is how much I care about you. But the thing is that they don't care about love. They don't care about those things. So you're basically doing it for nothing, because to them, everyone is a fool. So another thing is that a lot of these narcissists who are narcissist zeros, they tend to have children only so that they can have a place to stay. So they try to, they might, after the relationship ends, or, you figure out that they're a narcissist and you're trying to figure out how to co-parent with them, they will always have their karma kicking them in the butt, and they will always find ways to contact you for help, because they feel as if this is why I had a baby with you, so we can have a connection forever. They're willing to be friends with you, you guys. They're willing to be your friend, but they're going to flip out on you from time to time because they can't hold it in. So a lot of these men, they either try to hang on to you and as a friend, or they just run away from their problems altogether, and you won't ever hear from them. You might hear from them years later, or, when they really need something and, karma has hit them. A lot of those type of narcissists, they either end up making someone miserable until that person, is either fed up. A lot of times, they end up with people who don't want to be alone, so they're able to manipulate them. That, the narcissist zero, they're more, I would say, like, it takes them a while to get really sneaky. Like, they literally always get caught. They're very sloppy. So in every relationship, they try to remember things of the last relationship, of how they got caught doing something they weren't supposed to do. And they try to change those things over and over again. So this is going to be the difference between the narcissist zero and the narcissist hero. You know, the narcissist hero, they they're a little bit smarter. They're a little bit they're better at manipulating because they're not going to be the type that are going to keep getting caught right away. And they have to keep learning how to get smarter and smarter. These narcissists are automatically just more smarter because they've been doing the manipulation and getting away from it and learning and mastering it, I would say, mastering it, since they literally are, kids, children. So they learn from a young age. So that's why they're a little bit smarter. They might have even came from family who motivated them to be goal oriented, so the narcissist hero, they're also stingy with their money, just as the narcissist zero. But see, with the narcissist hero it's different because they can actually save money. And the narcissist, they're not a hero, but they play superhero. They're the narcissist hero is the one that can save money, the one that can actually go out and help people who they excuse their behavior by buying you things, by doing things for you, by they might do something for you, but they're going to expect for you to do something back. They're willing to give people money, for the greater good, to make themselves look good, maybe by donating to the church, donating like really big amounts of money. But then when it comes to the people that are close to them, they won't do anything for them. They will watch other people go through situations where they're homeless, but they're giving the church, up to $1,000 and, all of their money, basically. This is the narcissist that will give, will invest in a business and things like that. A lot of times these narcissists might even have, they don't have self-control. They both get angry. But a lot of times these businessmen, you don't really know their background. Some of them, have even, have went to jail several times for DUIs and for being abusive. And a lot of these businessmen might even have a bad record, but then they manipulate their wives, the women around them, people around them. They manipulate them to sign business contracts or to put things on their credit. And most people trust them because they are good at making money, because that's what the narcissist hero is really all about. They're not as easily manipulated. So the narcissist zero, they have less self-control. So say they're at work and they have a coworker coming off to them. They're going to flirt back with the coworker. See, the narcissist hero, he can do the same thing, but a lot of times the narcissist hero has more self-control because they love money, and they would rather have money than lose it all over a woman that they know that, hey, I can just easily, control myself till I get off work. So the narcissist hero, has more self-control, yet they will also have affairs at work if they know that they will get away with it. So let's get that clear. If they know they can get away with it, they will, but they won't risk it all. See, the narcissist zero, they're just kind of on the slower side, just to be honest. So with the narcissist hero, it's very dangerous with the narcissist hero, because if you're married to them or you're in a relationship with them, these are the men that will get married. These are the men that will get in long relationships and, it looks like, they have the perfect family. They have this big delusion of this perfect family, the kids, the children. It's kind of like, if you guys have seen that Jennifer Lopez movie, it just literally popped up in my head right now. It's kind of like that when the movie Enough, how, he got married and they went through the honeymoon stage, and then he started really showing who he was. So these narcissist heroes, they will, keep a job and things like that. And a lot of times they will tell their wives, to even, sign away papers to invest in a company because they can't do certain things, put it on her name, while she literally just stays at home and takes care of the kids. A lot of times these narcissists want the women to stay at home with the children. They don't really want them to work, or they don't make a big deal if they don't want to work. But if you're not working, it's going to become a very serious problem with them, because the more they, even if they go to work and they come home and you hardly see them, at first, it's going to be, the love bombing. But after, you have kids, and as time goes by, it just gets worse and worse. These narcissists are very dangerous because they can be very verbally abusive. They can talk to you really nasty and call you all kinds of names, all based on you being at home, because they might be building all this frustration at work. And even if they're jerks at work, they still come home and act like jerks at home as well. And it's probably even worse. So if you have a narcissist boss, just imagine how they are with people at home. A lot of times these men, or even the women narcissists, especially when they're in a very, in a greater position, they can be the worst as well. I mean, the worst. And with the men, it's just, if you're at home, you can tell a lot about a narcissist, a man, when you marry him. This is what I see, is that most men, if you're staying at home with the kids, most men that are good men, who have a good soul, they're going to want to spend time with the children as well. They're going to want to interact with the kids. It's going to be just different, It's with the narcissist zero, they don't really want to spend time with the kids. It kind of annoys them, and some of them, after a while, just, they start doing things like not coming home and just become very just aggressive. And this is when I say that some of them, if they can get away with an affair at work, they will. So, they're at work, especially if they're supervisors, if they have a business, they're hiring employees and flirting with their employees. And basically they're coming to work to have fun, but they're pretending that they're so into work as well, which they might be into work as well, but their whole motivation of going to work every day is those, employees that they've hired. So it's very important that knowing this information that I'm telling you, knowing that, the narcissist zero, that they live in denial, that they're really not about anything, like I said, if they do something for you, it's mostly you doing something for them. So this goes to my next subject. My next subject is when you're having difficulty at work. This is what I have noticed in the past, is that when you are quiet and you don't really talk too much, you don't reveal anything, people are intrigued because they're already making a judgment of who you are based on how you look, based on how you walk, based on how you talk. They're making a judgment of you. So when they're making this judgment off of you, this is where you start seeing, random people at work coming around you, making jokes, trying to see how far they can take the jokes. If you seem like a really smart person or like overqualified for the job, they will see you as competition, even though they are the boss and you're in no competition. You're barely starting off. This is where they will attack you, just for being too smart. So you can't be too smart or too dumb, you guys. Basically, you can't be too quiet, but you can't talk too much. These narcissists will actually befriend you, talk to you about their problems. They will even cry to you. They will tell you about, if they had cancer or different things. They will make you feel really bad for them. And that will make you want to open up to them. Meanwhile, they are slandering your name. Remember, the narcissist likes to think that they're better than everyone. So now you have told them something that to them you're being weak. Think about when you're in a relationship with a narcissist. When it comes to money and all those things, it doesn't matter. As soon as you open up to that narcissist and you tell them anything, even if that narcissist has shared their story and this is why you fell in love with him or her, it didn't affect them in a way that it affected you. Things affected you, but you're a good person. Those things made them more evil, but they want to see your pain. They're not hurting about the things that they've went through. They just wanted you to open up to them. Sometimes they even lie about certain things that they went through just so that you can open up to them. I had a friend who actually, she didn't really know about narcissists, and she had told me that her and another girl at her job would go out to lunch every single day. They became friends, and it got to the point where they would talk about the manager because the manager was very narcissistic, and they would talk about her, and they became friends to the point where they were inviting each other for their children's birthday parties and baby showers, and they were becoming, very close friends after work. And my friend told me that something told her when she was with her one day, something just told her, go to Facebook and look up her name. The manager was bullying her. So that's what made her say, let me look up her name, because how does she, I feel as if she knows I said something, because the manager was already kind of, an ass, but became even more crazy. She said that usually she doesn't like her coworkers, being on her social media. And she said that as soon as she looked up her name, her boss and the young lady were actually sisters. They were actually sisters. So she's hanging out with her and they're all talking about the manager, including her. And she's telling, bad things to the manager. So it's very important, you guys. After that, she confronted her. She went to HR. You have to take the steps that you need to take. You have to defend yourself. You can't just sit back and let these narcissists act out. And she went to HR, and she also put her 2-week notice when she found a new job. So sometimes these narcissists will force you out of the workplace. And this is why it was very important for me to talk about the narcissist and money, because it all goes hand in hand. The low-grade narcissists, they are the workers. They are the people that work there. The hero narcissist, he is the boss. And this is why these people are friends. They're almost like family, but don't get it confused. Just like the narcissist will get over on their own family, you don't think that the narcissist will get over on another narcissist. So those narcissist bosses, when the narcissist is in that type of control, they're firing people, they're doing all type of things, they're hooking up with people at the workplace. And what happens is that a lot of those low-grade narcissists, they kiss their ass until they get in a situation where they're in management, they're also managers, or they're supervisors. But once they become managers, they also start to secretly plot. They secretly start to plot against their narcissist boss that even gave them the job. So if they got promoted to a manager position, once they meet the supervisor, they're going to start kissing the supervisor's ass. And then, if the whole time they were kissing the narcissist manager's ass, that whole time, that narcissist boss told that narcissist worker, that low-grade narcissist, they told them a whole bunch of information, things that are not, right to talk about at work. So what happens is that they go and tell the supervisor this information once they befriend the supervisor, and they turn the supervisor narcissist against the boss, the other boss manager that even helped them get to the management position. These narcissists are snakes with each other. So a lot of times when they fire, innocent people and things like that, they all get their karma, you guys. They all lose their businesses. They get in situations in debt. They always find themselves in really bad situations. At the end of the relationship with a narcissist that's a zero, that's a low grade, they will steal from you. They will steal money from you. They will steal from you, and they will even help you look for it. They are the type of narcissist that will steal from you and help you look for it. The narcissist hero, the one that wants to make everyone think that they're this great person, but is constantly punching people. A lot of times when, they allow their wives and, to stay at home, but they never motivate their wives to do anything while they're at home. And that says a lot, not to want your partner to evolve. Why can't you motivate your partner to do something as well? That's because if they divorce you, they want to be able to leave you in a position where you lose everything. They want to put you in a position where you didn't work, and now at the end, the reason they don't want to give you half, and they tell you, you didn't do anything. I was the one going to work. But they actually planned to divorce you. They knew they were going to leave you. They knew all these things. That's why they didn't encourage you to do more with yourself. They would hate it for them to leave, or to give you half, or to just, for you to get even half, or to be in a situation where you can do for yourself and live your life. And a lot of times these type of narcissists, they'll turn your kids against you. This is where they'll turn your kids against you. And also with the low grade narcissists, they're the ones that left. They're the ones that didn't want to provide. They're the ones that didn't want to spend time with the kids because they were too busy hooking up with many supplies. But when they're in need of help and they want to become friends with you again, just so that you can help them. It's always about them. It's not about the children. They will put the blame on you. They will say that, it was your fault that, they couldn't be in your life. They couldn't be good dads because it was you. And a lot of times that's a big fat lie. So, the narcissist and money, they're both selfish. They're both greedy. They both use their money to get ahead, even if it's to the next block, because that's how low they are. This is why you might even have issues at work where you don't fit in, because, at first they're making their assumption of you, and they're thinking, hey, this person is going to become one of us. But the more they get to know you and they're like, oh, this person is not just faking being nice, they're actually really nice. And they'll start trying to make you work more than anyone else there. And meanwhile, they're getting off on that, and they're starting problems with you, and they're trying to provoke you, and they're going back and forth talking about you and talking behind your back, or the managers are in the office laughing and talking to each other, talking about you. These low-grade narcissists, both the zero and the hero, they're both crap, you guys. They both get their karma. They both go through a life full of misery. How awful is it to spend your whole life trying to please others when you will never be able to please others or gain anything? They're always trying to please others by trying to make themselves look a certain way, and they could never be that. They could never be that. Everything that's in the dark always comes to light. This is why it's very important to know that with narcissists and money, they are always going to be in these jobs, and it's best for you not to open up about anything. Don't open up really about your life. Just do your job, do what you have to do to make your day go fine. But also don't be too weak. You can't be too weak, because if they see that you're a yes person to everything, and they will try to suck you dry until one day you just explode. You can't take it anymore. And they will use that moment to get rid of you. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video on the narcissist and money. I hope that this is helpful for you guys to navigate through these jobs, and how to get ahead in life, and how to build a vision for yourself, and build a dream, something that is going to make you happy, something that you are going to enjoy doing. So if you're not happy where you're at, find ways to make yourself happy. If you're at home and you're dealing with a narcissist and you're trying to get out of that, marriage, or you're in a situation where you don't have anything, build yourself something. Day by day, build yourself something. Don't stay in these relationships with these narcissists and, just listen to videos upset and stay there. Do something about it. Start saving up, start doing something about it, because it's only going to get worse. These people will drain you right into the hole if you aren't able to take control of your life. We were born into this world by ourselves, and we are going to die by ourselves. So we have to take care of ourselves and help one another out, but also be very careful when talking to others, and talking to others that are sharing their stories with you, because you might think that It's kind of like if I'm talking about my story and, you're like, oh, okay, I like Angel Angela. She's cool. She's making, good videos and things like that, but don't take it from me, use this information for yourself, and don't put your trust into others and think that just because they're sharing their experiences with you that they are like you, because a lot of narcissists, they seem very sincere. I am who I am, but I'm saying I can be talking to you the way I'm talking to you and have different intentions. Think about all the people who are making videos here on YouTube and the people who are arguing about whose information is right and whose information is wrong, and they want to argue with each other. That says a lot about them, because that's what the narcissist does. They want to be right. I can't tell someone or judge someone because they might be on a different frequency than me. They might have a vision that I haven't seen yet. I might have a vision that you guys haven't seen yet. And when you finally get to that point, then certain things might actually make sense that I have said, So always just be cautious of that. Be cautious of who you're in a relationship with, because if that person isn't building you up and wants to see you happy, they are trying to destroy you. They are trying to put you in a vulnerable situation. It's all about building one another up. Even if you're staying at home, your partner should be building you up or helping you build up the children, for success. And a lot of those narcissists, they don't interact with the children the way they should. So I leave you guys with this message. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let me know, your stories on how was the narcissist with you. Were they cautious with money, or were they, you always found yourself wondering what they were doing with their money? So I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Bye.